So China throws fit over Mexico playing ball with Trump on trade, which, by the way, for Trump to get Mexico to play ball with them on this, it's very interesting. Very interesting, because 1 minute she acts tough. We won't do this. And, she says what she says about Trump. And then all of a sudden, 24 hours later, she does exactly what Trump wants him to do. China is lashing out at Mexico for considering tariffs on Chinese goods that would align more closely with Trump's trade agenda. Bloomberg reported Friday the Chinese Ministry of Commerce said Mexico should think twice before imposing a planned 50% tariff on cars and other products made by China, according to Bloomberg translation of ministry announcement on Thursday. The Chinese government also seemed to imply that Mexico was merely caving to Trump's wishes and not exerting an independent trade policy. Any unilateral tariff increase by Mexico, even within the framework of the WTO rules, would be seen as appeasement and compromise toward unilateral bullying. The statement read, according to Bloomberg, we urge the Mexico side to exercise extreme caution and consider carefully before taking any action. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum insisted the move was to protect domestic industry and did not seek to steer tensions between China and Mexico. According to Bloomberg, Trump has heavily employed tariffs in order to protect the U.S. industries, with China being one of Washington's main targets. Tom.
So look, Mexico is an important trading partner with the United States. And you take a look, we've seen all the charts of how much it's increased over the last 10 years. And China is in there trying to disrupt the U.S. economically. They played a long game. They're also wanted to be big in EVs. And BYD, which is the second largest, now the largest, I think, on volume, EV maker in the world, is a Chinese company. And they have all their EVs that are named after, I think, like oceans or birds or whatever it is. But they had this giant factory that was in Mexico. And Trump starts rattling the saber. And all of a sudden, they're like, okay, we're going to postpone that. And then China's trying to bring imports into China, then into Mexico, and then Mexico into the U.S. And now Trump's like, no. We're going to make a deal here. I'm going to make a deal with Mexico. I'm not going to do this. And China flips out because they want to have that BYD factory. They're playing a long game. They want that factory right here on our back door so they could just ship the cars right across. Now, if I was China and I was thinking about my auto industry, I would think that way. I would say, hey, could we get labor and land and everything and build the cars in Mexico and then ship them across? Yeah, let's do that. And then guess what? That'll get after Tesla. That'll get after General Motors. That'll get after Ford. That'll get after all of them. What a great idea. Then everything else. And by the way, there's also a dark side. The fentanyl coming through Mexico to the United States is Chinese fentanyl. Mm-hmm. Vast majority of it.
The majority, right?
Yeah, the DEA says it. I'm saying majority. I'm not going to say numbers because I don't have the receipts and the numbers in front of me. But the DEA, and the ATF are saying that that it is Chinese fentanyl coming through Mexico here. So there's a lot of other things that Mexico doesn't. And look carefully. China says, we urge the Mexican side to exercise extreme caution and consider carefully before taking any actions. You know what that is? That's a threat.
100%.
That's a threat. Yeah, and so now the question comes up, is it fair questions to ask, has China meddled in the political structure down there?
Weird.
Has China encouraged any of these interferences with campaigns? When I say interferences with campaigns, I'm meaning sometimes people stop campaigning.
Getting beheaded. Go ahead.
Shortly after their heart stops.
Yeah.
And so China throwing a fit, it's because they've got a big time play and they got many moves that were coming through Mexico. And this is just the beginning. I'm going to come over your border here and I'm going to knock out some of these drug lords. I'm also going to influence the trade. And China is like, whoa, the louder China yells, the more you know it matters to them. They play poker pretty good. But when the U.S. does maneuvers around Taiwan 2 years ago and China flipped out, I'd be careful there. What are you doing? Oh, we're just doing a little show of force that we could sail right over here and help our friend Taiwan. And they're like, hang on, you stay out of it. That's me. That's historically our DNA. You don't mess around with this. You leave us alone. The more you get a hard reaction out of China, not the diplomatic one, means you know that you've hit the nerve and you've stepped on the toe.
Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I'm following this right here. Do you know that the United States is the number one trading partner? Our number one trading partner is Mexico. So there's a lot going on here in geopolitics, and the dominoes are sort of falling right here. So it's a domino effect of geopolitics. So Taiwan, that side of the world, Mexico, our side of the world, South Korea, that side of the world, the Panama Canal, I know that's something that you feel very strongly about, that side of the world right there. Mexico being our number one trading partner, but then they're the number one buyer. Mexico is the number one buyer of Chinese cars. Also, these numbers that are being saying that, do you know that the WTO says there's the maximum you can possibly put a tariff on is 50%. I'm learning all these things here, but we're gonna basically, that's not easy to understand how this will all play out. I'm following the story for the first time here. I had no idea that Mexico was the number one buyer of Chinese vehicles, but at a lot of times they get through tariffs because of the U.S. TMA. You know, Mexico has free. Mexico can bring American cars into United States, so China will ship cars to Mexico to bypass the tariffs. There's a lot of jockeying for position here. What is it called?
Hafusan.
Okay. There's a lot going on here, and I understand completely why China wants to control Mexico. I would hope that we can control our own backyard or our southern border to deal with China's ascendance in the world.
And Pat, just from Tom making this point, now this doesn't have to do with the deal with what they're doing in Mexico, but China, we always talk about them. They literally get away with everything, and they're not the adversary. They're our enemy. How many deaths each year happen from fentanyl in the United States? I looked it up. Like just in 2024, there was 48,422. How much of that is coming from China, Tom? How much if you had to guess?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think it was the vast majority of the fentanyl in Mexico was traced to China.
So but let's say that's coming in. Americans are dying. I'll drop it to, let's say, 38,000 Americans are dying from China. Okay, they're killing us with the trade. They unleashed COVID on everybody and killed millions of people, ruined us. That is the enemy. And everybody wants us to think it's Putin and Putin price hike. No, it's China, not China. 48,000 Americans dead every year, and the numbers keep going up. They're with not one bullet shot. When not one bullet is shot from China, and they're literally the enemy. They're literally the enemy, and it drives me crazy that they never get held accountable for what they do.
So think about you're the president of the free world, okay? Yeah. You don't have a choice but to do business with these guys.
Yeah.
Because 53 years ago, a guy named Richard, some would call him Dick, empowered them to become stronger, okay? China became stronger because of this guy, when he opened up China, okay? Once China listened to the Xiaoping, when they had the meeting with Japan, the ping pong meeting where they open up the banks, 5,000 banks, 35 tellers, 35 loan officers, 30 applications a week, 5.25 applications per year, whatever the number was, massive, that they're going to be able to open up small businesses. And now China's a behemoth. So if China was smaller, U.S. wouldn't even think about doing business with these guys. But they're not. They're bigger. You have to do business with them. Now, China is playing the patient game. To them, they're like, no, we got time. No, we got time. No, we got time. Now Mexico is siding with U.S. Good for you, Trump. See, it's things like this that just be glad to have a guy like that at the White House that's negotiating, because he knows all of these games to play when negotiating. Trump is probably not going to be looking at it the way you are, the way you're looking at it with everything that China, COVID, all that stuff that happened. And in many ways he can't, because remember, he is Project Warp Speed.
Yeah.
Operation Warp
Good point.
You know, so it's not like he can, because remember what he kept saying. Some estimate that I saved around 100 million people's lives, right? What he kept saying over and over again. So it would be a shift if he goes back to it. So, but I think the way they're going right now, this is looking good. I keep saying this. As long as they solve this before end of Q2 next year, summer next year is going to be a commercial for America. And I'm telling you right now, the only thing that can get in the way. Okay, can we play dark game real quick?
All right, let's go there.
Can we do that?
Let's go.
All right, you ready? Oof.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you.
Strap in your seatbelts.
Check this out. So imagine if you're the enemy, okay? And let's think like the enemy for a second.
Okay.
Let's go dark.
This is
what
the
do they
dark
call
game,
it?
okay.
They say, let's be the devil's advocate.
Okay. Oh,
Former mentor of mine used to say, let's not be. There's plenty of them out there. But we're going to be today. Okay, we're going to be the devil's advocate. So think about if you had a room full of 50 people who hate Trump, who are all on the same page. They want to see another 2020 event take place of COVID coming in and disrupting Trump getting reelected. You're in a room with 50 people. Take all the establishment people that hate Trump, all the influential people. Some of them are money guys. Some of them are mainstream media guys. Some of them are youngins. Think about all those guys, Tom, in the same room, 50 of them, okay? You know he's about to get the China deal done, tariffs. It's a massive victory, okay? And I hope he gets Panama Canal because I'll be doing backflips here. I'll learn how to do backflips. I will literally learn how to do backflips.
Senna will teach you.
Okay? So they pulled this off. Next year, 250-year anniversary America. The next time they celebrate something like that won't be for another 250 years because it's going to be 500. And then after 500, it's going to be 1,000, okay? And who knows? By 500, the president may be a robot. But right now, it's still flesh, okay? And his name is Donald J. Trump. A man the other side cannot stand, right? So what would you do to make sure next year is not a big victory year? What is the biggest spit in the face to make sure the World Cup gets canceled?
Oh, a terrorist something. That's already been on my...
Forget about that. Imagine if you caused the temperature to be so increasing right now after Kirk, blaming the other side, a George Floyd type of deal, where all of a sudden martial law, all this stuff that's being done, pick and choose anything. If next year the World Cup got canceled, what got canceled under Trump? What were we having that got canceled? Something got canceled.
Sporting?
Was it the Winter Olympics? Something got canceled. I don't know what got canceled, but something was canceled under Trump, okay? Obviously, NBA, NHL, all those guys shut it down where, you know, the NBA, who was saying end racism, went to the state that DeSantis was running to run their playoffs. But something got canceled under him. Okay, it was the Summer Olympics.
Tokyo.
That guy something got canceled. Is that the one? Yeah.
Yep.
And it got postponed to 2021. You know what would be good if the enemy wanted to really disrupt Trump's momentum? If the 250-year anniversary doesn't happen, if the World Cup gets canceled, if all of those great opportunities for America to look great under Trump, you don't think they're sitting behind closed doors thinking about some plans?
They think.
You don't think they are?
Like that? Of course.
I guarantee you they are, Vinny.
Of course.
I guarantee you they are. So, folks, let me make a prediction. I call 2025 the year of surprises. God, it's been
every week.
Surprises, right? 2026 is going to be one of two things. It's either going to be extremely awesome.
Or all the way over there.
Pat, no.
He's just being a realistic person.
And I'm going to tell you can say no all you want, and I'll tell you why. The only reason I'm telling you this is because this is, if these guys keep winning the way they are, and China deal gets done, rates start lowering, economy's on fire, Dow goes 50, 55, deals are getting done, IPO, SPACs, everything. Yeah, oh my God, America's the greatest country in the world. Oh, you know, World Cup here, I'm saying. Or, boom, guys, we cannot have the World Cup be here. Guys, we cannot have the 250-year anniversary. We cannot give him all that limelight. We cannot. He can do 2027, but not 2026. So they're going to try to go and do this bizarre.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
Well, I'm thinking the part of them, they're noble, nice, sweet people
Yeah.
that want to see him look
God-fearing.
great in the high, you know. But Adam, you seem a little bit nervous about this. Tell me where
And they
where
want
you
that to roll into the midterms
Who do you think
and
is
disrupt that.
Who do you think is they? Who's at the top of the list?
The
Is it
same
China?
guys that shut off the
Is it
internet.
Russia? Is it the Mossad?
You're saying who are
Unbelievable.
they? Yeah, that's
I'm
a good
saying,
point.
like-
the guys that shut off the internet.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
picturing Xi just flipping a
Because-
light switch up and down.
think about
do me a favor. Actually go. Who is they?
I'm gonna go there.
Go. Who is
if you
they?
think about
We
it,
know who it is.
well,
It's the same actors that we constantly talk
Well,
about.
the deep. Well, when you say
It's China, it's
Yep.
Russia, it's Iran.
But I tell you, if the deal gets done,
North
it
Korea.
won't be China.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If the deal gets done, it won't be China. If the deal doesn't get done, it could be China. Okay, you were bringing them up, right?
Don't, not so fast.
Look at
because
that face.
China is what's called the
Sleeping
They'll
tigers.
unleash something like COVID. Boom. Well, we didn't.
Oh no,
They're not
but-
gonna.
No, I don't think
They're not
I don't
gonna
think we'll
full on
fall.
attack you.
No, of course.
They're
Well-
gonna do something discreet,
Well, I don't think
undercover.
I don't think Americans. Listen, COVID was a test run to see if they could do it, how long we would put up with it, how much money they can make, and then what? It took about 3 years for Americans to say no. Now all the reports are coming out, no accountability.
Yeah, but
and think
COVID
about-
wasn't just an American thing.
No,
it was a worldwide thing.
100%.
Every country
But what did it do? It
acted
made
poorly
Trump
around
not
COVID.
come. Listen, Trump was in a trade war with China, and if you want to add in the deep state, Adam, I wouldn't be surprised if the meeting secretly was like, hey, listen, we have the lab there. Just leak it. You'll never get in trouble. We're gonna win. You guys are gonna make trillions of dollars, and guess what? Orange Man Bad is gonna be out, and it worked to a T. And then we're going to change voting, mail-in voting, bro. It was a brilliant, brilliant plan. Great question. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to have to be a huge worldwide
I just think
disruptor.
I just think you got to think about that. Next year is poised to be an incredible year.
Yep.
I agree.
It's
I still
supposed to
think
be
it's going to be an
incredible
incredible
year. I do
year.
as well.
I think so too,
I'm-
but don't
Ain't
underestimate
nothing
the
going to
enemy.
stop our 250th birthday.
but let me tell
it's
you-
also Trump's 80th birthday.
That's right.
By the way, where are all the people now who thought that Trump was dead 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Doing just fine.
Yeah.
This is why you can't get too caught up in the headlines.
Oh, you mean Tim Walsh?
Yeah,
Tim
Tim
Walz.
Walz. I woke up and I was like, well, I wanted something
Maybe
on my
there should
phone.
be some news. Maybe there should be here.
Unbelievable. That guy's disgusting. He's
But
disgusting.
by the way, that guy's part of the day.
That's they.
That's
them.
part
That's
of the
the
day.
they.
I
They
agree.
are
That's
day.
the
You're
they.
asking who the day is? That's the day.
Yep.
They're part of the day camp is where they are.
They them.
They're celebrating. For some of you guys that are big Colbert guys, he won an Emmy last night.
Yes.
And at the end of his Emmy speech, he says, "Hey, by the way, if you're looking for a job, I'm hiring. If you're hiring, I'm looking for a job, right?" And he gave that whole speech. And
Might be the only funny thing he's ever said in his life.
Is this him? Go ahead, Rob.
Rob,
Funny
drop
and cut
that
him
mic
off.
real
Good
quick.
job.
Yeah. So, anyways, but by the way, I don't even want to get your reactions to it. I just wanted to say,
Yeah,
the guy's
just-
looking for a job.
Yeah,
So if
somebody
anybody-
hire him, please.
So,
If
Pat,
anybody
you wanted
is-
to have your dark moment right now. Is
Yeah.
there anything else you want to add?
To that, no. To me, it's just you always got to be thinking about how nasty the enemy will get.
Mm-hmm.
You have to always be thinking about how nasty the enemy will get and be 3 steps ahead, 5 steps ahead. There's a book that was written, I think, 5.5 years ago, 5 years ago in August. It's called Your Next 5 Moves.
Oh, yeah.
If you've never read it, you may want to think about reading it, called Your Next 5 Moves. It's to teach you how to make better moves in life. Rob, if you can go on Amazon and show this book, it's worth the read, guys.
Who's the
guy?
I met the author one time.
I don't know if the author
Is he French?
No, he's a good dude.
He's an
He's a good
interesting
dude.
guy.
Patrick, is the name Patrick or
He's
something
actually
like that?
Yeah, but Your Next
black
5 Moves.
Persian.
Yeah.
He's a black Persian.
Tyrone.
If you may
Tyrone.
want to go read this book, by the way, it's so funny. For 4 years straight, maybe for a week or two, it's been the #1 book for business strategy.
It's great.
So there you have it.
Oh, he's a
Number
chess
one.
guy. The guy, he's a chess guy.
Go there right there, Rob. Let me just see it. Is it still there?
Bestseller.
Yeah, number one bestseller.
crazy. It's like
in
every
strategic
week-
business planning.
Let's see what else
Where'd
is
it go?
competing with. Go up on that list. Can you click on the strategic business planning? Yeah, zoom in a little bit. Number 1, Your Next 5 Moves. And then number 8 is Choose Your Enemies Wisely.
You're
That's so weird.
competing with
Wow.
yourself.
You're competing
Yeah,
with you.
It's so wild. But if you've never read it, it's a good time to go read it because it's all about knowing your next 5
you
moves,
always say,
especially during
Pat,
these weird times.
The future looks bright, but also only the paranoid survive.
We have our USA merch on vtmerch.com, and here's what we're going to be doing. 100% of whatever you buy with USA on it is going to be given to Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk. 100%. Whatever you buy with USA on it, 100. I'm not talking 100% of profits. 100% of gross sales that we make of anything with USA Today on it right here, 100% of this proceeds are going to go to Turning Point USA and Erica, Charlie Kirk's family, and everything they have going on. It is amazing that it took one 31-year-old young man, father of 2, married to Erica, a man who started Turning Point USA, who had a vision, has gotten America to be proud to become Americans again, got people going back to church again. It is amazing that something like this had to happen for America to get to this point. But God willing, this direction we're going to be going to continues of Americans being proud. You know, obviously for me, I had him as the most important person in America we're going to have for decades to come. That's what I always said. Every interview I ever did, when people ask me about Charlie Kirk, I said, this guy's the most important voice in America today because everybody has a certain age. He's 31. He's going to be going for many, many years. But God willing, the younger folks are going to continue to pick up the torch and keep inspiring to do what he did, and maybe even take it to different levels around the world.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.